Hello and welcome back to my YouTube channel. So recently I was asking myself, what if I can build an AI that is tailored for just Python programming that can help me to solve some specific problem. So it will be a personal AI. So and then I now thought of how to build that AI, and this is the video you are about to watch right now. So in this video I built a personal AI for my coding needs. So I'll be able to ask this personal AI some of the issues I'm having and how to resolve them specifically for Python programming language. So now in this video I'm going to walk you through all the processes. So the first thing I did, I have a parent folder. As you can see here, I have a parent folder, and inside that folder I first of all create a virtual environment, and then I activated it. So you can create a virtual environment by running the Python flag env, then the name followed by the name of your environment like this. So this is how I created the virtual environment, and then I activated it. I'm on Windows, so if you're on Linux you can do source, the name of the environment, in this case env slash bin and then slash activate. So you can activate it on your Linux and Macs, but I'm on Windows, so I'll hit enter. So I created a virtual environment first and activate a virtual environment. By now you should know that anything you are building, you need an environment that your files and libraries can all be in one place, so it doesn't scatter around. Then I activated it just like you can see it. So then the first thing I needed was I needed to have a file that is for assistant, okay, and then a file that manage the conversation I have with my AI assistant, then the main code that runs. So let's start from the assistant file. So in this one I first of all installed OpenAI. Okay, so if you want to know the files I installed, so I'll do pip freeze requirements, I guess I'm right, requirements.txt, right? Okay, so so you can see all the file that were installed. Okay, these were all that were installed. Okay, I don't think I installed all of it, but then so I installed Python request is here, python.env, I installed it. Then OpenAI, I installed OpenAI. Okay, and then all some other came with the Python file and the rest of them. All right, so having installed the OpenAI, then I now create a class for the AI assistant. So I will need the AI to assist me. Then I initialize the class by opening the AI with the API key. So the reason why this is necessary is so that I'll be able to use my, so remember that I'm using an OpenAI, so you need to get the OpenAI key. It costs $10 minimum, so depending on what you are doing. Then I have a method that generates response, and then I wrap it inside a try and catch so that I'll be able to get if there is error. Okay, and then I'm using the GPT 3.5 Turbo AI model. So and then yeah, so this is it. This is the method. So just a class and a single method that generate response. All right, so and then if they should give me the response and pick the choices, then the content, and strip all the white spaces. Then if there is exception, you should catch that exception and throw that exception with the exception name, okay, with the error name. That's what we are doing here. All right, so after this we come to the conversation manager. So this is the conversation manager, and in this conversation manager class we initialize the class with the conversation history. All right, so we have the role. Remember, so when you are building this OpenAI, there is this how it should be done. Okay, so you can look at their documentation. So most of what you are seeing here is I pick it from that site. Okay, I pick it from that site to be able to do this well. So you can see the role system, you can see the content, and then I'm saying that you are a helpful AI coding assistant. Then I have three methods. The method that add user message, so this method will add all the message that I type. Okay, so if I'm asking the AI any question, this is the method that handles that. All right, so dot append row user, then the content. So the row is the user, the content is the message. All right, then I also have another method that add assistant message. All right, so it will add the response from the AI assistance. Okay, So AI assistant message. So this is me, and this is the AI assistant. Then the method that gets all the history of our conversation. So the reason why I added this is because I wanted a way to keep history, to keep track of our conversation. Yes, it is not enough that I am asking question. It is enough to be able to ask based on what I said before, can you do this? So that way you can keep track of the previous conversation. So that's what I'm doing here. Then I have the main.py file. So inside this main file, I'm importing the OS, and then I'm importing assistant from, remember I have just one class from the assistant AI class. Then I am also importing the conversation manager from the conversation manager file. Then I install the .env, and I'm using it to load my API. So this is where you will paste your API, but because I don't want it to be hard coded, I'm using a .env. I'm wrapping it inside an env file. So now the first thing I'm doing inside this main method is I'm checking for the API. So if it is the API, it should return and continue. If it is not, it should tell me that I should set the API key. So it will check that this is working. So I'm using this API key as a global variable. Now here I have assistant equals to AI assistant, then API key. I'm calling this variable here. Okay, now and then the conversation manager method, I'm also coming in. So I'm printing. So once it checks that the API is correct, and then the AI assistant will be ready, then the conversation manager will also be ready, and there is a sync. Then let the conversation begin. So it will now tell me, the first thing the AI will tell me is welcome to your AI coding assistant. So I should type quit when I want to quit. So I'll now write the while loop. Okay, I write this while loop so that while it is true, okay, the input, which is me now, it shows me. So I can even change it. You can change it to your name. So in this case I can even say Jacob, for example. You can just personalize it the way you want. Okay, I can come here and say Jacob. Okay, and then I will now say if user input equals to input, then my name should appear and followed by the message. Then if input here dot lower, so remember that whatever I input, that's to be moved from uppercase to lowercase. So that's why we are using the dot lower method, so that if the quit is equal to lower, if the input is equal to equals to quit, it should say end the section goodbye, ending the section goodbye. But if not, that's the essence of the break. So the break will say skip, as long as it's not equal to this quit, keep the conversation. So the conversation manager will now add my message, which is the user input, that is the question is taken from me. Then the response will now be the generated method we got from the conversation history or conversation manager, right? Then the conversation manager will now add the AI message assistance, which is the response that my AI will give me. So and then you can see that I'm formatting my response, my print statement from the response, so that any response you give me, if it's much, is go to the next line. Then this is used to check that we're in the main, okay, and calling the main method. So even if we are calling this main.py file in another class or in another file, we will be able to achieve that. So this is how this AI works. And then so if I now inside this .env, you can see my API keys and the rest. So if I now come down here, so remember I've activated this virtual environment. So what I need to do is, if I do something like this, if I do python main.py and I run it, it's going to now ask me, okay, welcome to your AI coding assistant, type quit to exit. What is polymorphism? Let me ask, what is polymorphism, like this, right? And then once I hit enter, it should be able to give me a response. All right, so here is giving me a response, the coding AI. So here's the response. Polymorphism is a core concept in object-oriented programming that allow objects of different classes to be treated as object of a common superclass. It enables a single interface to be used to represent different type of object and allow method to be defined in a superclass and overriding in subclasses. So this is how you can use this. So I can say, based on this answer, let me say, based on your response, this is me trying to play around with the AI now. Based on your response, give me a code sample in Python. Okay, so even if I don't say give me a code in Python, I believe that it's going to tell me. So it's going to give me the code in Python anyway. All right, so here is a simple code example in Python demonstrating polymorphism. So here you have a class animal, then you have a class dog that inherit from the animal with a method speak, and then you have a class cat that inherit from the class of animal, overwriting the method speak. Instead of dog bark, it now, instead of animal speak, now it's now dog barks, cat meow. So polymorphism in action is when you say you are calling the animal method, dog method, cat method, so and then looping through so that each one of them can speak their different sound. Okay, so you can now loop through inside the animal class. Okay, I'm sorry, animal list. Okay, because here we are creating a list with different animal classes, so that when we call that class, okay, the method will speak, I mean the method will run. So in this code, the animal class has a speak method that is overriding in the dog and cat subclasses. When we create substances of animal, dog and cat, and call the speak method on each object, the appropriate speak method for each object is executed, demonstrating polymorphism. So this is how we can build our own personalized AI. If this interests you, you have questions and you want me to answer, kindly drop it in the comment section. Please do me a favor, subscribe to this channel for more videos like this, and don't forget, my course is still available for you to buy. Yes, okay, so learn all of this in a go, data science, Python and Git. Okay, so you can get that course in the link below. Thank you and